Get my oil. Holy macaroons. It's a couple weeks of oil that I just spilled. That's very sad. Look at all of that. Well, guess I'll have to get it up somehow or lather it all over my hands. Cool. Hey girl, this is gonna be so much fun to do with you. I'm excited and I just have the whole finished look. I feel good about it, a little glisten happening. So let me know in the comments what you think about this as you're going through this whole tutorial and like my feedback on the products that I use. When I'm watching tutorials, I love to, during the commercial break, read the comments. I mean, I really do. And I'm like, you know, what better time to do that than just like watch the commercial and know that obviously that channel is getting credit for that. And there's actually some really good commercials out there. So anyways, check out that. Go ahead to leave some questions because I personally read them myself and I answer them myself. So give me some grace on that because sometimes it's a lot to take in and I just like to take my time to respond sometimes. So, but anyways, hit me up and follow me on Instagram also. But let's go ahead and get into this whole like, how do you highlight? What do you use? All the deets on that. Always do highlight, but I do like using it whenever I'm like in the mood. Do you know what I mean? It's not like an everyday thing for me. So I'm curious, do you use highlighter every day? What do you do with yours? Where do you put it? All the things. I remember when I was younger, I used to like constantly make myself shimmer. It was like this thing, right? I don't know if it was like even a trend or I was just obsessed. It's probably obsession. But I would take like bronzer and anything shimmery and like these spray shimmers or like these powder shimmers, I would just like coat my body in it. And then like my sweaters or shirts and stuff would have like brown. And I'd be like, what is in the heck is wrong with me? Because everything kind of had like a little bit of like a color to it, you know? Pull up some pigment from your skin. But anyways, I don't really do all that anymore. I don't know. I've gotten older. Maybe that's it. Whatever. So that's your thing. That's your thing. So, but I do want to show you the tricks that I love to use because I know these are going to help you at home too when you're getting ready. And especially shopping around for products. You know what I mean? So, all right. So I'm going to show you my tricks. And are you excited to jump into it? Here we go. Okay. So I take this naturally oil. This is an oil that I'm obsessed with, even on my skin. I use it on my cuticles. I use it on my hands. I use it on my chest. I use it all over my face. I use it in my hair. I use it everywhere. I use it so much too, like the other morning I put it on and then I went ahead and put a teeny bit of foundation on with my blender brush. And then I did my mascara, which was the Ultimate Mascara. And then I like was gone early that morning and it was like probably 4 hours later when I finally got to my studio and I had to take eye makeup remover and like wash my eyes because I'm so obsessed with this oil, but it will end up getting into my eyes and bleeding, especially like when I'm doing makeup. I just use too much of it. I know it's an issue. So I do want to warn you, if you become very obsessed, just dab. Literally, you're only supposed to take also read the instructions, don't go overboard, but you're only supposed to take like 1, 2, 3 drops and that's enough for your skin, like especially like, you know, patting it everywhere, right? It's not necessarily meant to like get on your lashes, but mine ends up getting on my lashes because I'm like this. I'm like, it's so amazing. But it's so good. So I take this oil and I use it for various things, but I'm going to show you how to mix this with shadow and make your own highlighters. So that's what we're going to do. If you ever wonder like what that sound is in the studio where it's like, sounds like shh, well, it's the heat. Okay. So it cranks on. Typically I turn it off when I'm recording. But sometimes I forget, and it was actually running when I started recording, and now I just noticed it shut off. So if you ever hear that and you're like, Amber, your sound's off, don't even comment, don't even tell me, because I know it sounds insane. Okay, but let's take your oil, and then I'm going to show you the palette that I'm working with today. I did my pinks, I have my hearts, I have my pinks on, and you know, my husband, he was like, aren't you a little early for Valentine's? But I just want to tell y'all, you're never too early to wear some hearts, so super cute. But anyways, this is what I have happening today, and I'm going to use this color called Crystalline and show you how to make your own highlighter. All right, I have it all mixed up, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply. So best way to apply it is not set your face yet. But if you do, I don't think it's really gonna mess it up. But go right here on the high points of your cheekbone, and I just pat it very gently right through there. All right, so cheekbones, right there, and it just gives it a really pretty glisten. And you just really want to be careful, because if you have set or used powder or anything, it can start to do like a little cakey look. So just be careful with that. And then I just go right through there and just pat it right on the high points of my cheekbones. I go back and forth with my fingers too. I don't necessarily use the same finger the whole time, because this middle finger kind of placed it, and then my pointer finger, so index finger, just normally like spreads it. Do you know what I mean? All right, and then I just take a little bit on the tip of my nose, right through there, and just add a little bit. And now I'm using my ring finger. I tend to just mix up my fingers depending on how much product is on each hand. All right, I mean on each finger, not necessarily my hand. And then just right above the brows. So these areas that you're highlighting, imagine that you have been sitting on the beach all day or out by the pool, and the sun has just hit your face, right? It hits all these high points. So it grabs right there above the brow, because your brow bone is very prominent and defined. So it hits right there. It hits right above your cheekbone. For the same reason, it just stands out, it's very prominent. And so you want to grab it there. So you can even see with my highlight, it's very subtle. It's not like this like, holy crap, your highlight is insane, Amber, I'm blinded. No, it's not. So I hope that yours is not either. This is really just to give you a pretty glisten, not, because obviously you want to look good on camera, off camera, right? You want it to be appropriate for any occasion. All right, so I'm just gonna now touch up, and then what I end up doing, the finger that I started with, which is my middle finger, I just now carry it through and just make sure everything's blended out. So right there on the high point to my cheekbone, I carry it right above my brow right there. Now this is if you really want a liquid highlight, you know, you may not want a liquid. And if you don't, you can just use powder, which is perfect. I am gonna go back and dust a little powder. And then I just do a little bit in my Cupid's bow. It grabs right there above the lip. Kind of glistens that a little bit. Make sure you blend it so it's super softened. If you watch my nose tutorial, like how to contour the nose, I'll link that below as well, but it'll also pop up at the end of the video so you can check it out. But really watch how you're doing your nose, because if you already have like a real prominent tip of a nose, you don't really want to highlight the tip of your nose, because it just shows more of, you know, just, it's going to make it stand out. It's going to be like, hey, here your nose, girl. Anyways, so now I'm going to go back through and just really blend and make this pretty, and just finish up whole look with me. So those are the areas that I highlight, and then I go back in and I love to highlight my inner corners. So I either take my finger or a brush application and I just pat it right here in my inner corners because I really want those to stand out. Perfect. All right, and then you can just really see the glisten right through here and all of that. Cute, right? Just boom, a little extra pop. Okay, so then I finish up my look. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of cheek color. So the pink that I used on my eye, I'm gonna go back in. It's called Rouge Rose. I'm gonna go back in and apply that right underneath that highlight. So I end up having my contour right here, which is the top of my earlobe down, like right underneath that cheekbone. And then I go in right kind of directly on my cheekbone and apply that cheek color. And then right above that cheekbone is really the correct area for your highlight. So I'm just gonna go right through here, pat it right on that cheekbone, a little bit higher than lower, okay, and grab that spot. And then I pull it down and kind of do like little flicks. I start right at the hairline, and then I just flick it down because I want to keep my face more sculpted than round. Otherwise, if you want to round off your face because it's very narrow and thinner, then you want to go right into the apple and grab up. But I'm going right into the hairline and doing little flicks down into, you know, the center of my face. I'm gonna take now some of this highlight, and it's a really warm color. It's called Honey, and I just take this and I just go right where I've highlighted and I've contoured, and I kind of really hit the edges of that just to really give a good finished and polished look. So I just take it right through the areas that are the edge of the highlight and contour to make sure that transition is smooth and it still gives me a good polished look. You don't want any harsh lines. You want to work with that transition the best that you can. And then last but not least, a little gloss. So I picked a favorite of mine, which is Pink Ballerina. I actually don't think I've used it on my channel yet, except in my lip gloss haul. That is here on the channel, so make sure you check that out and you can look at all the glosses that I do use. And then I'm just gonna add a little pop right on my lips, keep it pretty nude. I think I just got that on my teeth. I don't want to do any liner or anything like that. I just want to keep it very soft, and because my eyes are very bold today, okay? But yeah, cute, right? So that's what we're working with. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. Remember that I talked about earlier in this video that I'm gonna share with y'all one of the tutorials below in the description. So go check those out. You don't wanna miss out on all the extra features, but also at the end of this, it'll pop you right to it as well. But I'm really happy that you were hanging out with me today. I love seeing your pictures online. So make sure when you post any makeup or skincare pictures where you're feeling your best self, on camera, off camera, you know, you're feeling flawless, use the hashtag AmberLykins and I'll check those out and can't wait to reshare them on my story. So have a really blessed day, and you know you can find me here every Tuesday and Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll see you in my next video. bye.